You think you've tried it all, but you're still feeling dysregulated in your relationship. Let's talk about this. What's happening if you have an anxious attachment style? Maybe you've tried all of the things. Weekly therapy sessions or coaching, you meditated here and there, you've tried journaling, and you're checking on Instagram, what relationship coaches say, or therapists say, and you know you get anxious attached, right? You know your attachment style by now by heart. You listen to podcasts every week or binge watching YouTube videos, and you try breath work and even somatic tools, but still you're feeling dysregulated in your body and constantly on edge. You're still overthinking the worst case scenarios. This could look like you're snapping at your partner or going off at the tiniest things, you're overreacting, you're spiraling when they don't reply to you or when they don't kiss you goodnight, and you're overthinking every tone, every silence, every text bubble, and you're wondering, is it me? Is it us? Is there something wrong in our relationship, in our marriage maybe? And you're still not feeling safe, not in your body and not in your relationship with your partner. So what does it mean? Why are you doing all of these things which seem really doing the right things, right? You're doing so many things towards healing, listening to all the podcasts and breath work, going to the therapy, reading all of the books, but still you're feeling anxious, on edge, dysregulated, still reacting, still afraid they will leave, still thinking maybe either you're too much or you're not good enough. Here's the truth, what I will share in this episode. This episode will really discovering the one thing you're still missing out on, even though you've tried all of these things, that will regulate your nervous system long term and create this ripple effect in your relationship as well. And that's really a thing that no one really talks about when it comes to regulating and feeling secure in your relationship. By the way, hi, I'm Yula. I'm the Anxious Secure Coach, and welcome to the Anxious to Secure podcast. Disclaimer, I'm not a therapist or doctor. This content is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, or heal any mental health condition. If you're in an abusive relationship or dealing with severe mental health challenges, always seek professional advice. So let's zoom out for a little second. You're doing the things right. I'm not saying these are wrong things you're doing. It's really great that you are actively working on healing and transforming your state and rewiring the pieces. But you're doing them maybe once a week or even once a day, and that's great. But let's look at the other 80% of the day. Let's look at how you spend the rest of the day. You're probably spending them in survival mode still, right? So if you're living 80% of the day in fight or flight or freeze still, and then wondering why these 10 minutes meditation isn't enough, your system can't rewire off just intention enough, or just these 10 minutes a day, or just this one coaching call or therapy session a week. It needs repetition and emotion, like safety and practice over long periods of time. And if you get re-triggered like 80% of the day and just doing one thing a day or a week, it's just not enough to outbalance all of the other things that are happening. So here's what your survival state actually looks like during the day. So maybe you're opening your emails immediately and feel really this urgency that you have to reply to all of these things right now. Otherwise you can't relax. You say yes to more work, even though you're already feeling depleted, and you're just doing this to prove that you are worthy enough, to prove that you have what it gets to reach the new level in your career. Or you skip lunch again because your brain just says just one more thing first. You've already had 2 coffees before your body has even exhaled once in the morning. Or you keep scrolling on reels and shorts while brushing your teeth in the morning and multitasking and just triggering your brain and keeping in this fast-paced loop of this world we're living in nowadays. Or you walk into work holding your breath literally because you don't even realize it, how many times that if you're in survival mode, when you're not even breathing deeply. You rush from maybe task to task without ever asking, what am I actually feeling? How am I doing? What do I actually need? You go to the gym, maybe not because you like it or You like to improve yourself out of self-love and self-respect, and because you have a goal, but because out of punishment, because out of a scarcity mindset, because you do it for other people, to look good for your partner or for other people, to impress. You maybe send texts you don't really mean just to get this dopamine hit, just to get external reassurance over and over again. You wake up on a Sunday planning your whole week already in panic and in overscheduling mode and being the manager in your own home. You clench your jaw while driving and cleaning and eating. You feel panic if your partner doesn't reply fast enough, doesn't give you enough reassurance, doesn't pay you enough attention, doesn't validate you enough. You start regulating only once you're already triggered. Does any of this sound familiar? I could list like so many more things in there. And here's how it might show up in a relationship as well. Like you react instead of you responding. So you go quiet when something hurts you. You over apologize when you're actually hurt. You threaten maybe to leave and play games, but you're begging them to stay. And you plan for every possible moment of rejection. You pretend you're fine when your chest is actually screaming that you're not. Or you crave connection, but don't know how to feel actually safe from within, to actually connect with yourself first. So here's something I've learned and I like to share with you. So your nervous system is already in maxed out capacity. You're entering connection from a survival, not from a safety place. You don't need more tools. You need to build a daily lifestyle change that calms your body before you start overthinking. So let me give you some micro examples of regulation that you might be missing right now, even though you've tried so many things already. Because you don't rewire by just doing this one big thing a day or even a week. You're rewiring by doing tiny things in even the tiny little moments where you think you don't have to do anything, but it's literally every footstep and every breath you take, every pause, it's a chance of creating like a signal safety for your brain and for your body. It's like taking one deep breath before opening your inbox and telling yourself you can reply to them also later. You don't have to, as soon as you wake up, check your phone for work emails, or when during holiday times or weekends, or as soon as you arrive at work, or touching your wrist while waiting for them to reply. Maybe saying this can wait before answering a message. And don't have to have everything, every message. You don't have to give every alert on your phone instant attention. You can turn off social media when you feel like, hey, my mood is dropping right now. I need to check on how I feel and what I actually need right now, instead of keep feeling this loop. Or going for the gym for yourself, not for others, not from a place of I have to, but what does actually feel good, what do I actually want to. Or putting a hand on your chest while waiting in the line for a coffee, not trying to think about the 10 other things that you have to do this week, but actually being there in that moment, in the line of waiting for the coffee, actually being there with you, looking around you, who else is there, what do you notice, what do you smell, because life is happening right now, not 10 years ahead. So if you're always thinking about the future, especially about the worst case future, you're never living actually in the moment. Or validating your own emotions before you ask other people, like your partner or even your parents or your friends, to validate them for you. Or looking at a plant or out the window while you sip a glass of water, instead of overthinking and spiraling. Just be here right now. Or walking to the train slowly instead of having to rush and catch that train. When I used to live in London, I had to tell myself I have to catch this train. Even I knew the next one would be coming in like in 3 minutes or maybe even 1 minute time. So noticing the floor underneath your feet while brushing your teeth, not being lost in your thoughts of what ifs, or you're not good enough, or you have put on another 2 kilos, or taking a big long exhale before speaking up at work and not biting your tongue or holding your breath, or softening like your shoulders when someone walks into the room and straightening your back instead of like shrinking. Pausing for just 30 seconds before replying to a text and imagine a positive outcome instead of thinking about all of the negative things, why they don't reply or what might be wrong with them or with you or your relationship. Removing yourself from gossip or like a low vibe conversation, and rather focusing your energy on conversations and people who uplift you, uplift your energy, who really want the good things for other people and yourself. Choosing your outfit based on comfort or aliveness and not appearance and what other people might think. Focusing on what's working well in your relationship versus what's going wrong. Humming in the shower while feeling the warmth on your skin. If it's summer, feeling really the fresh water running along your body, across your body. Across your body, do you say that? Naming what you feel before explaining yourself or over explaining yourself. Asking, am I in my body right now? Or where am I? And also the final one, making a decision about your weekend plans and not waiting for them to decide if they're ready to leave the couch and go for a walk or experience the world. So let me know in the YouTube comments which ones of these hit for you a nerve, or more in the YouTube sections which ones you can relate to or which ones you want to try. Your nervous system doesn't need perfection. It literally just needs consistency. Even if it's just happening in the tiniest moments, even if it's just like you stop holding your breath and just taking deep, long inhales and exhales. What's not helping you might be like waiting until you're spiraling to start regulating yourself, or only one meditation after a long meltdown, or drinking coffee before your first breath, or logging into Instagram before you even had your breakfast and leaving the house, and scrolling and checking in on all of your work emails already. Reading 12 news and bad headlines before 9 a.m. because this is how you reinforce and get triggered over and over again, because our body nervous system is not used to all of these bad news and triggers all the time. Living in urgency, then expecting your body to feel safe at night. So let's go a little bit deeper. Your nervous system is under constant pressure, and it's not just your job, not just your relationships, not just the text your ex sent. It's the whole modern world that we live in. Fast, it's loud, it's constant, it's very addictive. And you're exposed to so much daily stress, which is normal to just keep, being dysregulated and keep triggering your nervous system if you don't take care of yourself. And even if you take care of yourself, it's still possible to escape it. The daily stress you experience really just in one day is much more than your ancestors has experienced within months. They got one piece of bad news and information from a traveler every other day, right? Like a storm damaged the north side of their valley, and then they had to process it, and then maybe they had to try to figure out how they then travel to that valley and figure out how to fix it. But that's just one piece of information every other day or month or week. Not like we are bombarded with information, even if you turn off our phones and TVs and don't read the newspaper. Now, you wake up with scrolling on TikTok, opening your phone in the train, or even seeing the paper everywhere around you. And you can hear people talking about so many different things, even if you are turning everything off and living in complete isolation. You absorb global tragedies before your coffee's even brewed in the morning. You get 3 text notifications on, Slack, WhatsApp, everywhere, and your brain's fried. Your nervous system was never designed for this. So of course we're completely dysregulated, but not just from our past and our upbringing and what we experienced, but also from everyday news and distress and our news system. When we watch TV, they don't hardly ever share good news. They only share negative news. And even if you would be watching just happy, good things on Instagram, because at some point I removed everything bad and only watched puppies and happy things, this short-term span is still triggering you, still making you feel like you have to chase these dopamine hits and everything is fast, and it's still a sensory overload in the end, especially if you're sensitive like me, especially if you've never learned how to feel safe in your body and to regulate your emotions and even to set boundaries. And if people around you told you, oh, you have to watch your news every day or things like this. And it's not just about more healing. It's about living in a way that supports healing in a better way, to creating like a lifestyle change. So not once a week through like a coaching or therapy session, not just a 10-minute app before bed, not just a full day Sunday reset or once a year retreat that really, resets your nervous system when you're then again 8 hours in distress and constantly triggered as soon as you wake up on a Monday morning, right? It's what you do from like the moment you wake up to the part when you fall asleep in the evening. It's whether you let yourself be in the present moment and breathe through moments and be kind to yourself. It's whether you slow down and breathe when you're standing in line at the grocery store, or if you rush and scroll and brace and shut down and reinforce these triggers all over again. So now what can we do instead? If you've been in survival for like 30 years, your system won't feel regulated within 3 weeks or even 3 months. But here's what it is possible. You can feel 1% safer today or in 1 week. You can pause before reacting. You can spiral a little less. You can think about every moment before you take an action and become just much more conscious with how you react to circumstances that are outside of your control. You can soften the tension in your jaw and just shake off your body. You can stop checking your phone every 3 seconds and even turn it off for a period of time. You can remove some apps on your phone. You can stop reading the news every day even, and or during specific times, especially when you wake up or go to bed. You can just walk slower and breathe deeper. You can check in on your thoughts and reframe them and be positive to yourself first. And you can start feeling like you have your own back. And you can just notice the present moment with much more, intentionality. Instead of thinking 10 steps ahead and rushing and multitasking, just do one thing at a time and slow down and really do it with much more intention. And that is kind of the work I'm talking about. And if you want my personal help, I love to guide you through this. You don't have to do this alone, but it's much faster and much more fun and much more smoother as well if you have someone who has been through this, who has been anxious attached, who created an earned secure attachment style, and who has created a regulated nervous system, because I have been in fight or flight like my entire life. I was always dysregulated and always, also been shifting into the freeze mode. So I have also been procrastinating, meaning if you have been too long in fight or flight, you are eventually moving into the freeze state, meaning you want to do the work, you want to do things, but you can't anymore. Once you're in there, it's much harder to get out of there. It's not impossible, of course not, but it just takes much longer time into like learning to regulate your body. So you have to be even kinder to yourself, even more patient, and it takes even more repetition, but it is possible. You just have to believe in yourself and ideally work with someone or with a community of people who has done the work before as well. So right now I have at the moment like 2 subscriptions open, which are amazing. One is like a text and talk support. It's like a rolling monthly subscription. You can cancel anytime. It's like a WhatsApp and Telegram support, depending on what is your app of choice, where we can daily talk and message back and forth, or every other day. So that is great if you are overthinking your relationship, worrying about what's going on in the future of the relationship, if you're needing a lot of reassurance, if you're craving more like a step-by-step guide on what you can do, and create more secure attachment style, really text by text. It's very low commitment. You can cancel anytime, any month. It's a high support level and pointing out through gentle ways some of your blind spots and giving you step-by-step instruction really on what you can do, creating more security within yourself and to rewire your nervous system and your attachment style. It's literally like having a secure coach in your pocket so you can text them anytime if you like to. There are 2 different price points depending on the level of support you're craving. And if you would like to have more chats, like literally personal chats with me, like coaching calls, then you can choose the different option of a monthly subscription that includes one-on-one calls with me, which is a brand new offer I've created. Usually I only have this 4 and 8th month coaching container that includes the calls, but now I've created this more flexible offer. So there's 2 options available, 2 plans, either 2 calls a month or unlimited calls. Book me as many times as you want, and unlimited text support as well. So you have me as many times as you want, a day, a week, a month. Again, cancel any month you want. It's perfect if you're ready to go deeper but are not ready for any long-term commitments yet. You can check out the links below underneath the YouTube video or on the show notes to book a call with me or to email me to check out if this is the right fit for you and to check out the pricing options and to see how you can work with me. Otherwise, I also have mini courses available, and thank you so much for being here with me. Remember, change in your relationship starts with you, thought by thought, action by action, and now episode by episode. Lots of love, Yula. Bye bye.